If you make things and want to photograph them, and especially large things like pieces of furniture, it can cost a lot of money to have them professionally photographed. And that's not to mention freighting the pieces to a studio. Now, background is important if you want to impress and keep the visual image really simple. If you design the furniture you make, the chances are you will know better than the photographer what the best viewing angle is. Well, here is a really inexpensive trick, or hack as I think they call it in the USA, to transform an image into something presentable. And I used an old version of Photoshop, and often old is better. I also bought some cheap photographic backcloth. I think it cost about £10. And I used natural light that didn't cost a penny. And I used my back garden. Now, as you can see, the cheap backcloth is creased, but the important thing to note is that it's grey. And here is my simple trick to transform the image from this rather messy background. And if you have a later version of Photoshop, you can add shadow. So first I photographed the object, making sure, of course, it was all in frame. I spent more time getting the angle right, so you'll no doubt take several shots. And I use my iPhone rather than my expensive 20 megapixel Canon EOS camera. Then I went to my computer and opened Photoshop. This edition cost me £25 on eBay. I use it for everything. It is so quick to use. Then I open the image file that I want to transform the background of. Here we are. There's the original of the chair, photographed in my back garden. Let's move it across to the center. You can see the wrinkles and shafts of sunlight coming through the trees. But as I say, the important thing is the color. The background is grey, and a fairly neutral grey. Now I select the magic wand tool and I highlight the profile of the chair, holding down the shift button as I work around the profile. This is the trickiest bit because if there is insufficient contrast between the wood and the background, the wrong portions will be selected. So there's a degree of trial and error, and it is the most time-consuming part. Let's play some of my guitar music while we're watching this. Now you go to Select and highlight Modify, and then you click on Contract. You need to enter the value of 2 pixels, no more, no less. And when you click on that, you can see the new outline, and the importance of this is that it keeps the original outline intact. This is the crucial thing. If you fill right up to the edge, it just looks unnatural. We then go to Edit and select Fill and click on the default grey. Wow, that's pretty good. And all we've got to do is clean the background up, which we can easily do with the lasso tool. Let's try that and select this small area. Do a bit at a time. Yes, it does take time, but I reckon I spent about an hour on this image. Now, you'll probably need to use the magnifier and hone in on difficult bits to see that will need touching up. And I'm also using the brush tool. Don't forget to keep the 2mm border consistent. You know, often the most basic and early versions of software are the best. I'm using Pinnacle Studio 15 for the video editing. It is superbly intuitive. Later versions are just too complicated and are actually slower, even when computers have got faster. Now, I'm aware I've been losing subscribers and viewings, and suspect one reason is the hardcore woodworkers just want woodwork and not videos about Photoshop and all the other things that I kind of add on to my channel. But I tend to take a more holistic view, kind of thinking outside the box, because so many things connect. and you know, they connect and embrace with your creativity. I'm beginning to think that many people are actually afraid of freedom and creativity, but it really is hugely satisfying to discover tricks like this that save time and money. Well, there we go. We can change the canvas size, we can change the image size, and of course the background color. I have a simple philosophy to do as much as I can myself, but I'm also happy to share the little bits of magic that I have discovered. Of course, somebody else has probably discovered this as well, but I've never seen it used, especially for furniture. And people often think that by paying a lot of money to have their furniture photographed, and I'm talking about thousands, that somehow it's all better, but it all adds to the cost of selling the furniture. Well, I hope you agree that this technique makes it a much better background than my back garden. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. You never know what I'm going to upload next.